Hello, guys. Welcome back to the African Fighters. This is your boy Jabril, and today we have a special guest on the show. And this is a coach of Francis Ngannou, and also he's the coach of Jamie Mitchell, who's gonna fight this weekend. And he's a former kickboxer, almost about 100 combat sports in his belt and combat matches in his belt. And he's none other than Coach Dewey Cooper. Coach Dewey Cooper, you're welcome to the show, and we really appreciate having you here.
Thank you, thank you. I'm happy to be here. The African Fighters. Um, First time I see you guys on Instagram, I was very proud and followed you guys, and I support you guys. As you can see,
Oh
you see that
yeah,
shirt on me.
yeah, I can see
That shirt,
that.
good. Even though I was born in America due to reasons that has nothing to do with me. If you black, you African, and I consider
Yes.
myself African, so I'm very proud to do my first interview with you guys.
Thank you so much. But I'm just gonna ask you a question about Africa. Have you maybe tried to do one of those gene research to see maybe your ancestry? Have you tried to do one of those things?
Yes, 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 I have. I already did.
Yeah. What country would did they predict you were from?
It said Senegal, it said Nigeria, Senegal, and sub-Saharan something, but it was mostly
West.
Nigerian and
Yeah.
Senegal.
Yeah, that's West Africa. That's where most of the African athletes do come from. I don't know if you're a fan of soccer, but the best football teams are from West Africa, where Senegal and Nigeria are from. So it makes sense that you are a boxer. So it's in the blood,
Yeah,
right?
had some Cameroon in there a little bit, but it was mostly Nigerian and Senegali.
Honestly, if you
So
would if you would
that
ask
was cool.
if I would walk on the street and I bump into you and someone tell me you are African, I would totally predict you're Nigerian because you look like one of our brothers down here. Yeah. Anyways,
Oh,
again,
and by the
thank.
way,
Come again?
And by the way, finally, I've been training some African fighters lately, so I will eventually get to Africa. I've been all over the world except for Africa. So I even been to San Tropez, and what was the place? Oh no, the Canary Islands, which was very close. I was in
Yeah,
Lanzarote,
close enough.
not Central Great. That's France. I'm talking Lanzarote, Canary Islands. I was close to Africa, but I've
Close enough.
never actually been to Africa.
Yeah,
So that's the only place in the world I haven't been. I've been all over Asia, all over Europe, all over South America, everywhere.
yeah,
So I'm really excited about finally getting to Africa, and I'll be there real soon.
yeah,
We're predicting definitely by the end of this year, if not sooner. So I've
yeah.
always wanted to go to Africa. I just didn't have many friends that were in Africa that I knew I could go visit them. And I never go anywhere where I don't know anyone. Because I don't want to go to the wrong areas. Because I'm from America. You end up in the wrong area out here.
Yeah.
It can be life threatening. So I'm just excited about getting a chance to go to Africa this year, 2022.
Okay, we would love to have you. By the way, Africa is very, very beautiful. While ignoring what the media says sometimes, but it's really, really beautiful. And the fact that you're training Francis Ngannou, maybe his next fight, who knows if it's an MMA or boxing, it probably maybe two fights down the line, he probably would fight somewhere in African soil, and I'm pretty sure you'd be in his corner at that moment. So, well, you get to go to
So
Africa and then
I
you get to
also
work in
trained.
Africa. Mhm.
I
Mhm.
also trained the Cameroonian heavyweight Carlos Takam.
.com.
So
Yeah.
yes, he's wanted to do some things in Africa also. So if I don't go there with Francis before I go there with Carlos, either way, I'll be in Africa soon for sure.
Love to have you there, brother. Love to have you there. We really appreciate the love you're showing our page. All the moments you've been tagging us. It really means a lot. From the fact that you do that for us. And this interview, we got to ask you for this interview when we posted the octagon picture of celebrating with Francis Ngannou, and then you had your phone out. and your daughter was in there, and we did not notice until you mentioned, "Oh, my 13-year-old daughter is there." Uh, just speaking about that, we do know that Francis Ngannou is good with kids. Kids do love Francis Ngannou around the world. How close would you say your family is to Francis Ngannou?
We're close. Francis is a great guy, and when it comes to children, he's even ultra great. I mean, he really loves kids. He really gives them time and shows them love and gives them gifts and all of that. You know, he's a great guy. We got a lot of love for Francis. He's a real pleasant man to be around, and yeah, you know that's it. Everyone in my family loves him and respects him, and we're happy with the trajectory his career is taking off on. From the first Stipe fight, I was there. I trained him for the Overeem fight till now, and it's just great to see what happened. I said way back then he would be a champion. Um, the people around him knew he would eventually become UFC world champion, heavyweight world champion. He just needed a little more time and a little more experience, and it all came to fruition. And you guys all seen it. You guys seen it. January 22nd, last Saturday night,
Mm-hmm.
Francis had stiff opposition, a really good opponent, came in as the underdog with an injured knee and
Yeah.
still got the victory. Francis is a real champion, man. And I'm real proud to be a part of his team.
Yeah, we were really going to go into that. Speaking about the injured knee, that's one of the most hot topics out there. I'm pretty sure not a lot of us, or should I say, literally maybe 90% of the world knew about the knee injury heading into the fight. Me myself, I was sitting on my couch at home watching the fight about 5 a.m. in the morning here in the UK, and then I saw Francis wearing two knee braces, two knee pads, and the commentary team were not shy away from talking about it. And obviously you did know about the injury heading into the fight. So how worried were you per se about that knee injury before the fight?
When it happened, we were all devastated and all worried. As far as the coaching staff, myself, Coach Eric Nixick, and his manager Markel Martin, I mean, we were stressing.
Yeah. Hello? Oh yeah, you're still there. So was there any point that the fight would have been called off due to the knee injury?
Uh, I'll finish. My phone
Oh,
picked it
okay.
up.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay.
like, like I was saying,
Uh-huh.
myself, Coach Eric Nixick, his manager Markel Martin, we were stressing, completely stressing. Francis was the least stressed out of all of us.
Okay.
Um, uh, he he put in his mind he was going to do something. He wasn't tripping about the knee injury. He went and got it checked out, got the X-rays, all of that. Got the doctor's analysis about what was going on, and he just wanted to fight. He was willing to make any adjustments he needed to make for this fight to happen. Guys, remember, we wanted the fight to be canceled because he was badly injured. And Francis took it like a champion, never doubted himself. And you guys seen the result.
Yeah, that was indeed a brilliant fight. I was nervous as hell sitting on my couch at the edge of my couch watching the whole fight. Got into the second round, kind of looked like Francis, or I should say, because I feel like I'm part of the team. I kind of felt like we were two rounds down, heading into the third round, and then with the buckled knee that Francis had, he switched into wrestling after the first takedown. He just continued down that path. So my question is, heading into that fight, would you say that wrestling was part of the game plan, or did you guys just decided to just go towards that direction after the second round? How did that happen?
Well, we've been saying for the last 2 years that Francis was a complete mixed martial artist. Though he's blessed with that African power that
Mhm.
puts you away with one punch power, that wasn't the only ability he has. We've been saying that since before the rematch with Stipe for the belt. I told everyone in the world that he had evolved as a fighter. He had elevated his complete mixed martial arts game. No one believed us because they hadn't seen it. So to answer your question, the plan was, of course, to strike, but it was to show your full mixed martial arts arsenal if it came down to it. You know what I mean? So it was about what Gunn was doing also. There's two people in a fight. You have to make adjustments on the fly, especially with Gunn's style, that in and out motion style, that high output style Gunn likes to put on. So yes, of course, we planned on striking, we planned on wrestling, we planned on grappling. If he gave us submission, Francis planned on tapping him out too. Francis can do it all. We want the world to see that he can do it all on the ground or standing up. And Gunn was the perfect dance partner to show more of his attributes of mixed martial arts.
Okay, brilliant. Honestly speaking about the grappling and the wrestling, due to the fact that we've not seen that a lot from Francis, even me being in Francis' corner, I was shocked to see that much wrestling, and not just panic grappling. He was actually because there was a point in the commentary that yeah, there was a point in the commentary that DC, that is Daniel Cormier, mentioned, "Ah, ladies and gentlemen, Francis Ngannou is doing jiu-jitsu." It was funny when you hear. I don't know if you've watched the fight with UFC commentary. You would hear that bit where DC was saying Francis Ngannou was doing jiu-jitsu. Very very impressive. That speaks a lot about his heart. We do know that going into that fight, he wasn't just only fighting Ngannou, Cyril Gane in front of him. He was fighting the whole of like the French media or the European media out here. He was fighting the UFC brass and all of that. There was a lot going on in the background. He bet on himself with you guys in his corner, the right guys in his corner. He actually persevered and did very brilliant. We're very happy about that. But a lot of people will be disappointed in me if I don't ask you this question. After the fight in the octagon, when he got the belt wrapped around his waist, Dana White wasn't there, right? So I wanted to ask, when you were there, did you notice Dana White did not wrap the belt around him, and what was your reaction to that at that moment, please?
At that moment, we were happy for victory because it came down to the fifth round. We had it 2 rounds to 2 going into that fifth round. We knew there was 5 minutes, 5 minutes to destiny. We knew the winner of that round would win the fight. So the way Francis persevered through adversity, a lot of you guys said he couldn't do a strong five. A lot of you guys said if it goes past 2 or 3, he would completely gas out and Cyril Gunn would have his way with them. So we were more exhilarated and happy and excited over that fifth round prowess he showed, that championship heart, that world class pedigree, that undisputed championship pedigree that Francis showed to persevere in the fifth round. After being taken down early and having Cyril on top, Francis reverses the position, stops some submissions, and he wins the fight. That was all heart. That was all strong mindedness. So after we got that victory, we knew he was going to win. We were just happy about that. We weren't really tripping about who put the belt around his waist and all of that until the media brought it up at the post fight
Oh yeah.
that Dana wasn't there and that he didn't show up for the post fight presser and all of that. And even then, the day, guys, we can't control what others do. We can only react to it, but we can control what we do and how we feel about things. And we were happy we got the victory. Our whole goal was for Francis to have his first title defense, which is your toughest title defense, especially with all the stuff going on into that fight. Ex-gym, ex-coach, fighter who knows him well, blah, blah, blah. The French narrative and the world narrative, us coming in as an underdog. We were just happy that Francis showed that he's the undisputed heavyweight champion in the UFC, and he's the best mixed martial arts heavyweight in the world. And that's all we cared about. Everything else was just reactionary off of what the media said about Dana not being there and about them asking him questions in the post-fight press conference about Dana not being there. Um, no one knew. Now Dana spoke. He said he had an emergency. Hey, I'm okay with that. You know, if he has something going on that he had to tend to, hey, we understand. At the end of the day, we won. We're the world champions. Everyone in the world seen it. And Francis showed other facets of his mixed martial arts game that people didn't expect. And guys, always remember when coaches are continually saying something,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you guys should trust what the coaches are saying. We're not going to lie about Francis improving on his ground, about Francis becoming a more well-rounded mixed martial artist, just not a knockout artist. We've been saying that shit for 2 years.
Yes, you
People
have.
just thought we were lying or something. What do you guys think Francis do? Just hit the heavy bag all day for power? Francis is a mixed martial artist. He's training every element of mixed martial arts. And it showed championship time under pressure with the world watching.
Oh yeah, brilliant. Yes, indeed, he did. Um, I know you answered that question very brilliantly, but I just need one more piece of information, if you don't mind. When you did say you cannot control what other people say and what other people do, but speaking about Dana White here, do you believe the fact that something was happening in the back because you were there? If there was something going on, you probably would have known if there was something too serious. So, so I'm just wondering because we were not there. We can only speculate what we hear from the media. So from your point of view, was there anything that was out of the normal UFC backstage after a fight that was going on?
Um, Nothing that I've seen, but again, if that's what Dana said, we have to take it for face value. I've known Dana for many years. We used to train at the same gym way before he even had the UFC thing going on. So Dana's always been cool to me. Um, so if he says that, we have to take it for face value, whether it's true or not. That's what he said. There's no way to prove either or. So I've known him a long time. So hey, and take it for what it is. He really had no reason not to show up. He had no reason to talk. Um, the business side is the business side. He said him and Francis seen each other at dinner a few weeks before and had a nice, friendly conversation. So I don't know. My gut instincts probably tell me the same thing you're thinking, but I'm not gonna call the man a liar
Okay.
because he's done some good things for a lot of fighters. It's just uh, people are, for instance, isn't seeing eye to eye with what their motives are, and that's something they have to uh, iron out in litigation.
Mm-hmm.
So it has nothing to do with me. To answer your question, I take it for face value. He says he has something that was going on, then it must have been very important.
Okay.
All we cared about was hearing and still. We said at the entire camp, we told you guys Francis would win the fight. And guys, Francis looked so spectacular 4 weeks from that fight, man. Had not the bad injury happened to his knee, you guys would have seen something that would have really shocked the world for a long time, guys. Again, people don't realize how severe his knee injury was. There is no way he was supposed to fight, and he fought anyway. His movement was sacrificed, his punching was sacrificed, and he still figured out a way to win. And that's what champions do through moments of adversity. They conquer those moments. They bust through those obstacles and they win. So regardless of what was going on with Dana, man, we can't control that. Hopefully, whatever problem happened got solved. We were still happy. We still celebrated Francis and still world champion heavyweight
Yeah.
UFC fight.
All right, so we're gonna put that behind us now. But regarding Francis' knee, I saw a report somewhere that he is eventually gonna get a surgery. So I was wondering if you have any update about the status of his injury and is there really a surgery gonna go on? What do you know about that, please?
Well, the injury's bad. They'll figure that out with the doctors. I don't get involved in that. Um, Francis is relaxing and doing what he's doing. I'll call him later on today. But we definitely knew he needed surgery before the goddamn fight. So, um, yeah, he's definitely gonna need surgery. I'm not sure when it's scheduled and all of that. I wanted Francis to just unwind and feel good because my phone and messages were blowing up. I can't imagine his. He has 100 times the activity going on that I have just through this fight. So I'll talk to him today, and find out what the plans are for him as far as recovery. But like I said, we're all just happy he got the win. He fought 25 hard minutes, and he showed what champions do, man. Sometimes you have to climb through adversity. Sometimes you put in your mind that you're not losing, and you don't lose. And that's what he did. Because again, I can't reiterate enough. We wanted him to pull out of the fight. We really wanted him to because it was so much on the line and he wasn't 100%, guys. Imagine the last 3 weeks and 3 days of your training that everything basically has to go a whole different route in training. We had to amend the training. He couldn't grapple, he couldn't wrestle, he couldn't run, he couldn't jump rope, he couldn't do all the things that we had did to get his cardio sky high. All he could do is some movements at the UFC PI with conditioning, and then boxing with me because he couldn't kick, he couldn't do anything, and he was still able to maintain his level of cardio for 3 weeks and 3 days before the fight when we had to shut damn near everything down in training. Uh, that shows that first of all he did the right thing early in camp, so he got in great shape, and then we were able to maintain that with just brilliant design at the PI and myself and Coach Eric on the way we amended training, man. That last 3 weeks and 2 days, whatever, was real stressful for us. We figured out a way, and you see, he still had 25 great minutes of fighting in him. And like I said, the most important thing was for us to defend that UFC heavyweight world title.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Coach. But I would just want you to just talk a bit about Jamie Mitchell that's gonna be fighting this weekend. I'm pretty sure you both are very deep into training into fight camp, basically almost done. So what should we expect from her fight this weekend?
Oh, it's not this weekend. It's next weekend.
Oh,
It's
next
February
weekend
5th.
on the 5th of February,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly. Next
February
weekend.
5th.
Yeah.
Live on the Zone Boxing Network, Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn, right there from the UK where you guys are from.
Yeah.
Jamie Mitchell is fighting a fighter from Liverpool, Skelly,
Mm.
another tough Brit. We took the belt from a tough Brit, Shannon Courtenay, several months ago in Liverpool. Went
Mm.
out there 5-1 underdog, and Jamie Miracle Mitchell won the fight unanimously. It was actually a majority. One judge had it even, which no one in the world agreed with, but she won the fight by unanimous decision. Uh, uh, anyway, so we're fighting another tough British girl, Liverpool girl, Skelly, um, on February 5th. Jamie's ready. We're having our last day of sparring today. We're happy about it, and we I plan on personally having another successful first title defense of the world championship. Francis did it January 22nd. Miracle Mitchell's going to do it February 5th live on the Zone. So please tune in, guys. Liam Smith, UK fighter out there, is fighting Jesse Borges in the main event. So it's going to be a great card. If you love boxing, tune in, check it out. Jamie, she's an African American girl. So the African Network, give her some coverage, man.
Yeah.
Show some clips of her on there. Uh,
Yeah.
and yeah, we're gonna keep working hard and keep winning championships. That's our goal. Our goal is victory. We must take our victory no matter what. And who personified that better than Francis Ngannou who did the UFC 270?
Yeah.
Last thing,
Uh-huh.
picture at the end with my daughter on there. Her name is Shaolin Cooper. She's 16 years old. And
Uh-huh.
after every fight I have, I always call her. And it was just the
Oh.
perfect moment when they snapped that picture to have her in that picture.
Oh
Because,
yeah.
I love her very much. She loves Francis. She's a huge fan of Francis and friend of Francis, and so I had to get her in that picture just for all her friends at school to
Yeah,
freak out when they
yeah, yeah. She's got some bragging right now. Some bragging right. She has it with her friends now when she takes it to school. But I would have to talk to you about Carlos Takam. He's been going back home recently. He has a few projects going on back home. So what's going on with him regarding his calendar of his schedule of fighting in boxing right now?
He wants to fight in late March. We'll see. Right now, he's shooting a movie.
Oh,
He's in New Orleans, Louisiana, shooting a movie. Um, I would go into details, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to. But you guys are gonna love it. He's playing a historic boxing figure that everyone knows, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. So
okay.
yeah, Carlos is
No.
taking it to Hollywood right now
Uh,
in a high budget movie. And after that's finished, he's gonna get to back to boxing. He wants to fight in late March, early April at the latest.
and well, is that all we could get from the movie history? We cannot get any more detail from you. Is that all we could get?
Oh, yeah, that's all I can give in case Carlos or has some kind of privacy disclosure.
Yeah.
But if you
Oh
go to
yeah.
his page,
Yeah.
he talks about it on his page
Okay.
briefly. But it's a high budget movie, and
Mm-hmm.
he's playing one of the iconic heavyweight boxers.
Mm.
He's the guy playing this iconic
Oh
heavyweight
wow.
boxer in the
Oh,
movie.
that's yeah.
Everyone knows who this boxer is. It's it's so awesome. Uh, yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
he's in New Orleans filming right now.
All right. All right. No problem. No problem. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. And one last question regarding your fighters, the guys you train in boxing, and then the guys you train striking in MMA. So my question is, how do you? I'm assuming Kevin Lee is still with you, right?
Yeah, he's with me. He started training camp with me. Now he just went to us Sanford MMA in Florida. But yeah,
Oh.
yeah, we're still affiliated,
Oh, okay.
just like
So.
it was with Faraz.
Okay.
We're
So,
still
but
affiliated.
yeah, okay. So my question is, how do you get to schedule training, sparring with camps, fight all these fights coming left and right from your fighters? How do you get to schedule all of that and put it together?
Well, the fighters understand we have a rule. Whoever has the nearest fight is the priority.
Uh,
So Francis trains at certain times. Leading up to his UFC 270 fight, he was a priority. Guys will understand. Uh, Francis, we figure out his schedule. Then I tell the fighters, hey, these times I have to be with Francis. So we got to work around that. And they all understood. Just like when Carlos Takam fought Joe Joyce,
hmm.
Carlos was the priority. He trains at these times. Everyone else will work around that. Right now, since Francis' fight is over, Jamie Miracle Mitchell is the priority. And all my fighters understand because when they have fights coming up, they're the priority. They feel good
Yeah,
and, and we'll maneuver around them. Uh, Being a coach is all about being transparent, having communication with your fighters, and as long as they know you really with them, you really support them, and you're doing your best to help uh, uh, improve them, they're willing to maneuver accordingly. And I thank all the great fighters that I have for that. Carlos Takam is really awesome about that. When Francis was fighting, when Francis was preparing for his fight, he was telling me, "Yeah, go take care of Francis, brother. Take care of Francis. I'll go run 10 miles." You know what I mean? Carlos is the nut, by the way. He runs a lot. So he's like, "Don't worry about me. I'll go run 10 miles today. You just stay with Francis. You just stay with Francis."
that's nice. That's nice.
So,
All right.
the fighters are wonderful about that. I'm happy, I'm blessed, and we're gonna keep working hard, man. That's what we do. Black Cobra Striking Systems. We're all a family, and we're working very hard at what we do. Every time you see us in the ring, we're gonna be in shape and prepared for battle. That's for damn sure.
All right. One question about Jamie Mitchell coming, Miracle Mitchell coming here next week. I was wondering, would you be part of the camp coming to the UK, or are you done with camp from there?
Well, remember, she's fighting a girl from the UK, but the fight is here in America this time.
Oh,
We won the
oh.
belt last time in
In
Liverpool.
Liverpool, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but
Mm.
yeah, we beat Shannon Courtenay, a real popular Liverpool boxer. She was the champion. It
Oh, I
was the
see.
day before the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder 3 fight. So I actually watched that fight with a bunch of Brits in Liverpool, mind you. But yeah, this fight, Eddie Hearn, his show is in America this time. It's in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. And Skelly's leaving Liverpool, coming here like
Oh,
we
okay.
did when we won the belt. We're having our first title defense in Arizona. Jamie Miracle Mitchell looks fabulous. She's ready. We got some sparring in with Clarissa Shields on
Okay.
Wednesday. Which was great. It was a great experience for Jamie because she has a lot of love and admiration for Clarissa Shields. Man, Clarissa Shields, she's really awesome, man.
Yeah,
She
she
really puts
is.
on for women's boxing. She really puts on for women's boxing,
And MMA
like
as well.
seriously. So
She's a
yeah,
pro MMA
MMA too,
fighter.
for
Oh, yeah.
sure. But
Yeah.
women's MMA is already big. They already
Yeah.
got their stars making money since Ronda Rousey.
Mhm.
It's women's MMA been big, but women's boxing kind of declined a little bit. And Clarissa Shields doing a lot for women's boxing.
Yes, indeed.
And like I said, she gave Jamie Miracle Mitchell sparring just 2 days ago on Wednesday at the Mayweather Boxing Club. It was great work. Big shots to Clarissa. Jamie's ready. She feels good. And still, once again, 2 weekends apart, we plan on defending those world titles. First, we did it at UFC 270. February 5th, we're doing it in Phoenix, Arizona, live on the zone, Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn Promotion. We coming.
And I believe you. I believe you 100%. I believe you you guys for what you say. But I guess I just have to wrap this up now. Just one
Yes.
thing, because we have a bunch of fighters from back home in Africa in the motherland that watch our content. So what advice would you give these upcoming fighters that are trying to take through? Obviously, they're not Francis Ngannou's path because his story is a different it's a totally different thing. So fighters are actually training back home now, trying to make it into boxing or into MMA and combat sport. What advice do you have for them?
First of all, like daily, I get messages from African fighters wanting to come here and train. I live in Las Vegas. They want to come here and train and all of that. I tell them, hey, I wish I could help everyone. I wish I could just fly all the great African fighters here and help them develop. Unfortunately, with visas and
Yeah.
invitations and all of that stuff, it's kind of hard. What I can say to the African fighters, keep training hard, really work on skill development. Don't just rely on that good old Wakandan power. Actually, work on your skills, do your road work, really work your wrestling, your grappling, do what you have to do to train. Guys, you guys all know Francis Ngannou's story. He had no gym around. He had nothing but a dream. And midway through his 20s, he started making his dream happen. He left Cameroon and went all through Africa, Northern Africa, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Finally got to France, homeless in France, all because of a dream he wanted to accomplish. 7 years later, he's UFC world champion. It can be done, guys, but it may not be easy. So, all the fighters in Africa, make sure you're willing to work hard and make sure you just create your destiny. Sometimes we have to step off that cliff and either land safely or take that tragic fall. Either way, you got to do something about it. Don't just be stuck in an area where there's no fighting. Go to a city where they have good boxing, good jiu-jitsu, some kind of wrestling or judo. Do whatever you have to do to get to where you want to go. It may not be easy. It may be very hard. And I understand a lot of guys, don't have the money to even pay for training.
Mhm.
But if you're motivated enough, you'll be like Francis Ngannou and just make your dream a reality. That's all we can do. No one's responsible for your dreams but you. That's my last message. Dead serious. No one's responsible for your dream but you. So you got to get it done one way or another.
Thank you so much, Coach, for those words. I'm pretty sure a lot of fighters watching will take a lot from what you just said. And before you go, do you?
Last thing,
Yeah,
last thing.
yeah,
If
yeah.
you ever can get to America, if you ever can get to Las Vegas, I'll be happy to work with you. I'm a martial artist. I'll work with anyone. I'll help anyone with a real dream that aren't lazy and willing to work hard as hell. I'll definitely help you. It's just all the paperwork getting here. I can't be responsible for anyone. I'm a coach, not a manager. But if you get here, I'm definitely down to help you,
That's
especially to the African fighters out there. I
yeah,
don't wear this just because it looks cool. I'm
yeah.
down with you guys. I'll give you advice if I can. I'll give you instruction online if I can. But more than anything, man, if you got to here, and here, you're gonna make it happen, just like Francis Ngannou did.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much, Coach. And do you have any plugs you wanna plug before I let you go?
Just follow me on my Instagram, DC Black Cobra. DC Black Cobra. I spell Cobra with a K. Kobra, not with a C. It's BK. Follow me on DC Black Cobra. I put up videos and content, some old, some recent, some new. Just check me out, follow me, and I appreciate all the love and support. I appreciate all the kind words. And yes, we said it for the last 8 weeks.
And still, the African champion of the world champion of the whole world, Francis the Predator Ngannou, their father. And then February the 5th, Miracle Mitchell. And still, again. Yeah, yeah. And Coach, one little favor, please. We just want a plug for us, please. It could just be like, my name is DC Black Cobra, and you're tuned to African Fighters, please, if you don't mind. Thank you so much.
What's up? I'm Dewey Black Cobra Cooper, 2008 Masters of Martial Arts Hall of Fame inductee, two-time world champion, kickboxer, 10-time world champion, fight coach, also Francis Ngannou striking coach, and you tuned in to the African Fighters.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks so much. That's the best we've had so far. Thank you so much, Coach. We really appreciate it. And good morning to you as we are about to call the day off down here in the UK. Thank you again, and you have a lovely day, sir.
You too. Thank you, brother.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
Thank you for supporting the African Fighters. Please click on the subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you'll be informed whenever we post a new video.
Come on, Africans!